Good Moto morning. Welcome to Kraken's Garage. Today we're going to talk about the Husqvarna Norden 901. Will this compete in the mid-size ADV market? Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. Hey Husqvarna, what happened to the Norden 901? Where'd it go? It's been a year since we last heard anything about that bike. A year after introduction of the Norden 901 concept, we're still impatiently waiting for the bike to show up. The last time Husqvarna even mentioned the Norden was back in December 2019, when it confirmed the concept would make its way into production. The bike has since fallen off the radar until now. We finally have confirmation of when we can expect the bike to launch. We'll have to wait a while longer, but at least we know it's coming. So what's the holdup? A clue about that would be the delay lies in the patent filed by KTM a few weeks ago. In the documents, Austrian maker detailed a high-light embedded radar system, which we suspect is the brand's long-awaited adaptive cruise control, ACC technology. The patent's design illustrate how the radar could be integrated into a selection of KTM's praying mantis-style headlights and one big round un-KTM-like headlight. Wonder which one that one's going to go to. The Norden has big round headlights, so it's a natural. By the looks of it, it's likely Norden is going to be featuring that KTM with the ACC technology, which they just released a video on that last week if you hadn't seen it. I'll link it down below. The European group probably wanted to wait for KTM to get the ball rolling before sending Husqvarna on its trail. The swing arm and WP suspension and KTM branded brake calipers appear to be directly from the 890 Adventure as well. It's likely that the Austrian bike spec sheet is a good guide to what to expect from the production version of the Norden 901. That means a dry weight in the region of 432 pounds, about 8 inches of suspension travel at each end, and electronics including the Bosch 9.1 MP cornering ABS, lean sensitive traction control, and riding modes that include an off-road setting. The wheels appear to be the same size as the KTM 890 Adventure 2, which means a 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, a setup that's more off-road biased than most adventure bikes on the market. That means the Husqvarna should sit in a position of being slightly more luxurious and touring-oriented than the 890 Adventure it's based on, but without losing much of the KTM's ability away from the beaten track. For more road-biased adventuring, the upcoming CF Moto MT800 uses many of the same KTM source components, but in a package designed with pavement use in mind. The Husqvarna Norden 901 debuted at the ISMA show in Milan in November 2019. Spy photos leaked out on it. I'll throw a couple up here. Same chassis as the KTM 890 Adventure, 889cc parallel twin, WP suspension, another Pereira-owned company. Pricing on this bike is going to be hard to guess, but the KTM runs $12,700. I'm guessing this bike is going to be in the $14,000 range, so 14, 14.5, 14.7, somewhere around there. The main competitors are the Yamaha T7, Triumph Tiger 900, Ducati Multistrada 950, and the BMW F850 GS. The 889 parallel twin should be close to 105 horsepower with 73 foot-pounds of torque at 6,500 RPM, approximately 432 pounds dry. Changes from the prototype versus the production, mirrors and license plates were added to the production. Most distributors, when they put out a prototype, won't put a mirrors and license plate on them to kind of give it a low profile, sleeker look, so it's a bit of eye candy on first impression. Crash guards and tank rack missing. Most likely they're accessories that are going to be offered by Husqvarna. Muffler is matte black on the concept and brushed aluminum on the production. I kind of prefer the matte black. It kind of masks the large pipe on the side of the bike better, in my opinion. The brake disc guards are missing. I bet they offer those as an option as well. I think they're really a good idea, so the discs aren't taking rocks and chips and things of that nature. The dual TFT screen is missing as well. If you take a look at the prototype, the top part of the screen appears to me like it's a sat-nav based mapping for off-roaders when they're traveling through the countryside. But the leaked production model photo appears to have a single screen, so likely to access a suite of rider controls, including ride modes, traction control, TPMS, and if we're lucky, KTM switchable cornering ABS. That would have been super cool. I wish they would have kept that on. Why the holdup on production? KTM most likely won't overlap their models, and with the release of the new KTM 2021 1290 Super Adventure S with adaptive cruise control. The adaptive cruise control, designed by Bosch, this radar-based system automatically maintains spacing from vehicles ahead and can be adjusted in 5 levels, from very short to very long. It also has rear radar sensors to show blind spot detection as well. By looking at it, it looks like when you get the warning of the blind spot, much like automobiles of today, you get a warning light that shows up in your mirrors. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, when you have a tip over, what's the first thing that gets smashed? The mirrors. And now you got sensors, light systems going on, and that sounds like a ka-ching to me, but we'll see. It appears to have KTM's trademark fuel tank system, which drapes over the engine housing, housing the bulk of the fuel in the 2 bulging side section. It helps to distribute the weight as well as have a lower center of gravity. The doppelganger tanks that holds 5.3 gallons, but this is a travel bike, so we may see a bit more gas in the Norden. Direct carryovers from the concept, neo-retro styling with the modular lines. Husqvarna did a really good job with this Svartbillen and some of their other wild designs on producing exactly what the concept looked like, aesthetically speaking. And I believe they've done that as well with the Norden. Round thin LED amber auxiliary lights and a round headlamp, mid-height windscreen, box metal skid plate system, though it doesn't appear to have much metalwork on it like the prototype does, so it's more of a basic pan, if you will. 21-inch spoke front wheel and 18-inch rear, stock hand grip guards, fork guards, which definitely poise itself as an off-road type vehicle. I like the center graphics that look like a topographical map. This pattern shows on the soft luggage as well. I think those lines, the Swedes are very smart on marketing, and it just reeks of let's go on an adventure off-road with that type of styling. Switchable seat height. If it's like the KTM's, I expect it to be 32.7 inches and 33.5 inches. That's a guess, not gospel. Since a travel bike, I expect to see cruise control, heated seat, and grips, which will most likely be accessory upgrades. If you want those type of items, you're gonna have to sink a lot more coin into that 14-ish price tag, I'm guessing, on it to get all these luxury items. The Norden 901 is a change for the Swedish brand to gain a foothold in yet another market, the lucrative and fast-growing mid-range adventure sport touring segment. Do you think it's going to compete? Let me know down in the comments if you think the Norden 901 is going to be a strong competitor for the aforementioned bikes that it goes head-to-head with. Personally, I think it's a niche market, and KTM will outsell Husqvarna all day long, in my opinion, but I think it'll offer a toned-down version that is probably more conducive for somebody like me. That's not a hardcore off-roader. I'm an older person, so I can't take the hits of bailing off a bike, which is going to happen when you're off-roading. So I personally think it's a great design. I think there'll be some really cool accessories offered from Husqvarna right out of the box for this bike. I expect nothing but good things to come from this bike when it gets released. It's not a brand new bike from the ground up, it's a proven platform, and I think it'll go very far. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more in the future, hit that subscribe button right down there in the corner. And remember, folks, go riding because it's good for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.